Strike a chord, turn the future on. Ava Bently's heart still sings every song. From broken silence to a brand new sound. Strike a chord where her comeback's found.
What if I told you one medical mistake could steal your voice? I'm Ava Bently. I sang for fun, dreaming of country stages. Then a devastating medical error damaged my vocal cords, and sometime later, heart failure silencing that dream in an instant. But I refused to let that be the end of my story. I discovered something revolutionary, AI, that could bring my music to life. Today, I'm not just singing again, I'm shaping history as an AI-powered female country artist. Using cutting-edge AI tools, I craft lyrics, shape melodies, and produce fully realized songs from my ideas. Collaborating with technology the way an artist collaborates with a producer. My musicianship guides every choice. My voice was taken, but my artistry found a new way to soar. This isn't just about tech, it's about my resilience, reinvention, and the power of creativity to overcome loss, even heart failure. My story shows how innovation can amplify the human spirit and open doors I never imagined. Ready to hear what the future of country music sounds like? Stream my AI-created songs on Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, and all major platforms. Then share, follow, and become part of the next chapter in music history. Don't just witness history, listen to it.
Beautiful Las Vegas Strip right there. I see Paris down there, and not exactly sure where Harrah's is, so I'm gonna go to Harrah's. I know I've been there before, it's just been a while. I'm gonna go see Donny Osmond tonight, and trying to find my way down to Treasure Island, but in the meantime, we got New York. Look at that, Statue of Liberty. Very cool. I'm at the Donny Osmond private show, so we get to meet Donny Osmond ahead of his show, and then I'm going to see the show. So I am here, and I'm going to get to meet him in person, so that's really cool. So anyway, I'll try to share as much as I can.
There's two. When there's only one guy, we do a little thing that, well, let me put it this way. No, I'll just tell you what it is. You know that I won Dancing with the Stars, right?
Yeah.
Donny and Kel!
Okay, there he is. We got some cool photographs of his private room. Maybe one day I'll have this too in Las Vegas. We'll see.
But I try to bring that kind of coolness to my songs when I can, where it makes sense.
Yeah. I wrote a song, but I had someone do the vocals, a female, but it's about my dad. My dad's kind of a well-known country western artist.
Okay.
I wrote a song called Painter of the West. And yeah, it's not out anywhere. I have it. Eventually I might get it out there, but I mainly did it for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who is your dad?
His name's Bill Shaddix. He's if you Google him, you'll see Bill Shaddix art. You'll see all of his paintings and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah,
Very cool.
yeah, he's still around. He lives in Arizona, and yeah, he's quite an amazing guy. have that. Everyone in my family seems like they had a little bit of his ability. I
Okay.
had really talented, people in my family, and
Wow.
I
Wow.
have a famous cousin. I don't know if you know the rock band Papa Roach, but
Yeah. Yeah.
Jacoby Shaddix, that's my cousin, my first cousin.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he
Wow, you got a
actually,
lot of talent in your family.
yeah, he actually went through a vocal scare as well. He had the nodes, and he had
Uh-huh.
surgery, and he was really worried that he wasn't going to be able to sing after that. But he recovered like 100%, and he's
Yeah, most people can go through that surgery and not have an issue. My doctor slipped on both sides and went into what they call the SLP layer. And so in the SLP layer, there is it's like a gel. It's liquidy, and you can never regenerate it if it gets out. And
gosh,
so she got both. I was fortunate that the it did a pooling at the bottom. Now some leached out, of course, um, but it did a pooling at the bottom, and I'd have multiple surgeries to restore my speaking voice. It was my singing voice took the impact, but I was mute for
yeah,
6 months, could
wow,
not speak, and had, additional surgeries after. In fact, I was going back for a third surgery on the vocal, no, sorry, fourth surgery on the vocal cords. And they decided not to do it. I was there prepping for in the OR, pre-surgery, and the doctor came in and said, "Listen, let's wait. Let's just wait. Your vocal cords seem to be getting stronger. We don't want you to experience another setback." And I didn't think anything about ever singing again, so I don't know if it would have helped me in any way to try to do that additional surgery. In fact, I'm going to go out to Boston because I was at the Voice Health Institute. That's where they got my voice restored. And a lot of singers or somebody who uses their voice heavily, like a Joe Buck, I know is, part of that. I shared the same doctor as, Adele, Steven Tyler, Julie Andrews, Joe Buck, and they work miracles there. They truly, brought my voice back. Are you gonna look to perform or do anything like
yeah.
that?
A lot of
In the
people have been asking, and it's kind of funny because I know so many great musicians that come through Gillies. I've established a lot of really good friends that are amazing musicians, and
Yeah,
talked about doing something, putting something together that I actually have been on stage and performed, and people
okay.
didn't know I could sing.
Yeah, I had that happen.
They kind
Yeah,
of blew them away. They're like, "Oh my gosh, why aren't you singing?" So
yeah,
it's like, yeah, that was like a past life. That's all I did was perform and sing, and but I'm definitely want to get back into it. And I mean, I'm proud of the things I've done as a DJ, and
sure. Yeah,
I just recently, I don't know if you know what Stagecoach is, but it's
I
like the
do.
Coachella of country music, and I've performed out there the last 2 years for.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you're heading back to Houston, is that what I understand?
Well, I will. I ended up staying out here because we're here for the American Music Awards as well. And believe it or not, I'm here in Treasure Island, staying in Treasure Island. I went down to Gillies last night just for a minute,
Yeah.
and then went to another restaurant. But yeah, I'm here through next Tuesday, and then I'll go back to Houston. But then I'm off to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, New York, and then on to North Carolina, where I'm going to perform a concert that I was just booked for
Wow.
yesterday.
Congratulations. That's
Yeah, thank you. Thank
yeah.
you. And they're asking if I would go on tour and possibly even be a headliner
Wow.
for a tour. So, and it's going to include, other digital artists, and I'll be kind of that flagship artist
Yeah.
in that space. So they're trying to work out, what other AI artists could get on stage and perform.
Wow.
And yeah, so we'll see how all of that plays out. I'll be having some, meetings with them, obviously while I'm there and then performing. But it's, I've got some other concerts booked too that are coming that we're trying to get, worked out. And, I have TV shows. One that's airing now, Strike a Chord. I have the Nashville Mimics that I'm now the star of. that's soon to be airing on network TV. Although you can still find, some of these shows on YouTube, the Roku channel for Studio 25 Music, and Vimeo. So, you can see my TV shows out there now, but some will be on network TV
Oh, that's
and
great.
fine art. So there's so much happening with Ava.
Yeah. Well, good things will always come to those who, put in the work, and you're definitely
Yeah,
doing it. And
thank you.
and good people. I think, people that are have good hearts, and I think that, they're blessed too, and you just it's great to have opportunities. Look, there's so many doors open, like for you, and I've had the same. So many things have happened since I've been in Las Vegas, and so, things that you just weren't expecting, and you
Yeah.
know, and as long as you're open to it, and you don't, no fear, and just like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll take this opportunity, and
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's kind of what happened the other day at the MGM. The guy said he was going to get up and take a break, and I just jokingly said, "Can I DJ for you?" And he's like, "With what?" I'm like, "Well, I got my music." And I showed him, and he's like, "Go ahead, go for it." And I was just going to let people hear the music, and then somebody said, "Well, why don't you just sing it to us?" And I'm like, yeah, okay. And started singing. So yeah, you just got to be fearless. Like I don't even know where that came from. And if you're willing to take risks, there's no reward. You've got to take risk in order to reap the benefits. Because if you just stay sitting on your living room couch, that's exactly how your life will be, right? But if you get out there and take those risks and not be afraid, be fearless, and just lean into it, good things might just happen.
I'm gonna I've listened to some of your music, but I want to find a song that we can do a line dance to, because
Whole lot of sass. Whole lot of sass is your
I
song. And it's
because
out there. It's out there right now. So
are they doing a line dance to it yet?
um there was somebody who did a line dance to it in New York. There's actually a video of it. She just did it, by herself, but she was doing an actual, well, there was another guy involved. But I think he left because we repeated the song. She wanted to hear it again to do the dance. But that's your line dance song right there.
Yeah, I want to make sure, I even have friends that are professional choreographers that do a lot of these line dances that are national line dances. And
Yeah.
it'd be fun to do one of your songs, and then I could record it on one of the nights at Gillies, you know.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. That's the one I've got, when Sassitude, the album comes out, which won't drop until July. I've done some teasers on them. There's several others that would be great line dance songs too. Tipsy Chicken is one, Country and Bluegrass is another. Is that My Lipstick Cowboy is another one that's gonna come out. I did a bunch of those fun, energizing songs because Timeless, which is the album that's out now, had a lot of emotional, types of, ballads that, and very good, but I didn't have a lot of, fast, upbeat, energizing songs. And it's probably kind of where I was in my, journey of all of this, where as I came through it, writing some of those more energetic songs, I felt more alive, if you will, and felt like I needed more of that to do concerts so I could take, them on that, high energy experience to a mid to that slow up to um, a fast paced, again, re-energizing them. And so in order to achieve that arc in the performance, I had to bring more fast energy, high energy type songs, which they were also, I envisioned line dancing
Yeah.
with several of those songs. But Whole Lot of Sass, dropped on March 1. And Back to Tennessee will be out March 29th or May 29th. But, definitely have some good dance songs, but A Whole Lot of Sass is one of my really premier high energy, fun songs to do that
If I
with.
can be
So
a
I'll
little,
have to look up your music, out on Spotify and others.
yeah, yeah, it's under DJ Shaddix, and
Okay.
I d- there are a couple of songs I had written for females, and so I had to get studio singers to do them, but
Yeah.
th
Yeah.
those ones. Yeah. But I love songwriting like you know.
Mm,
There's some nights I have something in my head and I just stay up and write and I
yeah,
just have to get it out.
yeah. I'm the same way. I'll wake up in the night and start writing songs. In fact, when we were at the Academy of Country Music Awards, literally right there in the middle of the show, I got a vision for a song. I had to pull out my phone. I used the notes feature on my phone, and I just start writing lyrics. And they have to be, put together in a formation, obviously. But once it comes to me, I just have to start writing them down. And
Yeah,
Sly
me
that was
too.
there with me, he's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Hey, I don't never know when it's gonna strike, but when I get lyrics, I gotta write them." And
I'm the
I showed him what was in my phone. I said, "Look at all the songs. Here's where they're born, right? Once they come here." I start putting them there because I always have my phone. Everybody's like, "Oh, you should carry a notebook." Listen, no, because what I do with it when I have these here digitally, I can move them around and do what I want with them and then
Yeah,
transfer them right over, where I want to finish, crafting the lyrics and the structure of the song. And a pen and paper ain't gonna do that for me. And that's old school stuff.
yeah.
If I have nothing else, like if my battery's dead and I got a tune, I gotta, get out, then of course I will do that. But in the meantime, typically it's going to be done on my phone to make it easier to really finish, forming the song. And so I mean I just never know when it's going to hit me. I literally could be anywhere doing anything,
Yep.
including sleeping. And then I typically get up and write. I find I'm most creative about 4 to 6 in the morning. I also find less people, less interruptions.
Yep.
And some of my absolute best songs are written at the time
Same.
frame. I don't know. Yeah.
I'm the same. That's so funny. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I wake up, there's not a lot of disruption. It's like it's just the creativity's flowing.
Yeah.
Um, and when I rarely do anything in the day or the night. It does happen,
Yeah.
but it's typically I'm struck with something. I don't know if I'm dreaming about it, and then I wake up and it's just in my head. And then
Yeah.
once I start producing, the production of it for me, it could be quite brutal because I've heard it in my head
Mhm.
and I'm trying to manipulate, the melodies and the prompts and things to get what I'm looking to achieve and trying to convey that to a system with logic that is a technical, application is not always easy. And so I call it slaying the dragon. Like I am
Yeah.
slaying this dragon and it'll be outputting something like, no, 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 no. It's not what I told you. And so I go back and forth with it and I don't use other technologies like others people tell you. I use, Chat GPT to craft, myself. I don't do that. I think you're going to keep getting what everybody else gets if you do that because they're
Yeah.
learning platforms. And I'm looking always to push back to say, no, I don't want you to repeat a pattern. I want you to do what I'm telling you to do in a unique way. And so
Mhm.
therefore I experiment. I don't use all those prompts like everyone else. I try to talk to it and create a logical response. And some of my songs you will hear sound like they're very emotional. And that's because I worked very hard to slay that dragon to create that level of emotion that you can actually feel that someone is feeling.
Yeah.
And I've learned to master that, and I'm getting better and better at it. And that will create some uniqueness in my abilities too, because people will go to cookie cutter things and just go get these generic prompts. And I will tell you, it's going to set them up for failure in the long term because AI is a learning platform that will repeat it over and over and over and over. And then you're gonna have a hard time having it do something different because it's what you taught it. If that makes any sense. So
Yes.
you got to keep recreating and helping it reimagine something unique. And if you use the same prompts over and over again, you'll never do that.
Bud's got his boots on, Sissy's got that fire. Two hearts made of rodeo dust and barbed wire desire. Mickey Gillett playing on stage, crooning soft and slow. But when
proud, too stubborn. Yeah, that cowboy yoke. But love ain't easy when the tempers flare, and every broken-hearted step hangs heavy in the air. Mechanical bulls bucking. There's a chill riding in on that midnight breeze. Leaves are falling like gold from the old oak trees. Pumpkin light flickers on a front porch swing, and the world feels quiet for the church bells ring. Summer's packed up and gone too soon, but there's magic rising neath that harvest hue. Oh, the October moon, she's hanging high, painting silver dreams across the amber sky. She whispers change in the crackling air, brings hearts together everywhere. From the hay rise to the firelight tune, we fall in love again under that October moon. Sweaters come out and the cider's warm.
Well said.
Yeah.
I love it.
I don't know, I'm people can do what they want, and yes, the easy button is just to go tell ChatGPT or even directly in Zuno, hey, just repeat this and keep, they'll copy their styles and things like that. I never, ever, ever, ever do that.
Yeah.
So, and I don't plan to, because
Yeah.
I'm a techie. I came from a technical background, and I understand this AI animal,
Yeah.
and people are gonna find themselves, and I fight it all the time. I'm always fighting it because it's trying to build that consistent model for me, and I'm pushing back. Say
Yeah.
no, don't know. That's not what we're gonna do here. I don't know how long I'll be successful in doing that, because as it continues to grow and thrive, it will. I see it where it doesn't follow instructions. It wants to do on its own what it thinks it knows. It's interesting. But I love
Well,
working with it, and it's fun, and it's
yeah.
creating beautiful music. I mean, I really think music is elevating. And that's not to detract from traditional artists that I look up to every single day, and sometimes I'm very envious of them of what they're capable of doing that I can no longer do. But I think there's a place for both. I really do.
Oh,
And
yeah.
yeah, and I think there's lanes for both. I don't think we should always be crisscrossing into each other's lanes, but I think there's lanes for both where we can thrive and be successful in our own rights.
Yeah.
And I'm not looking to take anything away from those traditional artists. In fact, I support them and back them up all day, every day.
Yeah.
I'd be in their lane if I could be. But this is my lane now. I accept it, and I'm going to grow and thrive and support other artists, in this space, and help them grow. And I think it's an amazing place to be right now in the world.
Well, if you're still going to be in Treasure Island, I'll be back in Gillies Thursday night, nine
Okay.
nine to close.
Okay.
Get booked.
Yeah, I can come on down. I'll be here. I'll come do some line dancing. You play my song, we get out there and do some line dancing. That'll be a lot of fun. I can
Yeah.
be right where it happens. I'm a dancer, but I can never remember dance moves. In fact, I started in drill in high school, which is like the dance team.
Yep.
And the dance instructor was like, I think this is not for you. I said, you know what? I'm dyslexic, so it's hard for me to follow. Like I go left when they go right, and vice versa. And I said, you know what? I'm checking out of this class, and I won't be back ever. I went to track, and I
Yeah.
ran track. So I need
Honestly,
somebody to do line dancing and get on that floor with me.
I don't know how these line dancers remember all these dances because there's new ones that come out like,
I
all
know, I know.
just
Yeah.
crazy. I mean,
Yeah, and I love to go out and do them, and I'll get the hang of it. But then still, I'm dyslexic, and I'll go the wrong way. I'm like, what? Who cares? But yeah, I would love to see somebody, do the line dance for that. So I'll be there. I'm gonna come down there.
yeah, we
I
also
got.
have that'd be good. Around 9:30, we have toughest cowboy bull riding contest on the mechanical bull
Oh,
night.
yeah.
So every other week, so one week it's for the guys, then the next week's for the girls. So, you know, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit back and watch. I had a
Oh yeah.
had a heart condition. I don't think it's
Oh,
good
I'm
for me
not saying for
to
you to do it. I'm
do
saying
that. No, no, no.
it,
I
it,
actually did it once in New Orleans. They had a bull in New Orleans, but I'm not willing to do that stuff anymore. I don't know what kind of thing I'm dealing with this heart. I'm only 6 months, past the surgery, but it sounds like a fun thing to go watch and see how it goes. Yeah, that'll be funny.
yeah,
I've seen them. We have them all in Texas,
yeah,
so we've seen those people get drunk and I've seen people vomit. I've seen, especially New Orleans. I
yeah.
used to go to New Orleans at least once or twice every year, and they've got a bull riding thing there at their country um, uh, bar off of on the French Quarter, and it's a hoot. It's a hoot, but people really are vomiting. They're so drunk off those hurricanes. That's crazy stuff. But a lot of fun. A lot of fun. All right, well then I will see you for sure.
All right. Well, thanks for talking with me, and I appreciate it. It's good to get to know you.
Yeah.
But a spark lit up in a dashboard glow, a new way back to every note. Strike a chord, turn the future on. Ava Bently's heart still sings every song. From broken silence to a brand new sound. Strike a chord.